BlockFi. If you've been on YouTube and you've been watching anything on finance or on cryptocurrencies, then you've probably heard somebody endorsing BlockFi, this crypto interest account that you can put your crypto in and make some money off of it. Well, what is it? What all can you do with it? And what are some of the drawbacks that are associated with it? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about all those different things. But before we do that, let's go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button because it makes a big difference to us, and we'll continue to put out more videos just like this in addition to other ones having to do with the finance realm that you can continue to learn and pick and penny pinch your way to making your first million. All right, so let's jump right into the video. So BlockFi, this is the BlockFi.com website, their first landing page right here. You don't just buy Bitcoin, you also earn with it here on their platform. And so it's a pretty interesting stance compared to what you're doing with all the other trading platforms where you buy the crypto, you hold on to it, and if you're looking for a long-term gain for it, you just kind of let it sit there. It doesn't really do anything with it. But specifically with BlockFi, there's other things that you can do with your crypto associated with it. One of the products that they will give you is going to be you can earn up to 3.5% back in Bitcoin on every purchase with their BlockFi credit card. We'll talk a little bit more about that down the road. You'll also earn more from your crypto. So this is specifically talking about their BlockFi interest account, and we'll talk about that as well. We'll start going between stable coins, BlockFi, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, some of the biggest coins right there, and the interest rates that come along with it. And then the other things that they kind of associate with it is going to be a BlockFi trading account. We'll talk about that as well, the benefits associated with that, and also the drawbacks associated with that. And then you can also do some borrowing some money with rates as low as 4.5%. This is something that I am not super familiar with, and I am not going to be really covering in this video, but it is one of the products that they offer if you are interested in that. And so it will also go over why choose BlockFi? Can you trust BlockFi? Are they insured? Is what was associated with it? And so there's a couple different things that we'll be going over in this video. All right, so jumping right into it, the first thing we're going to talk about is going to be the BlockFi interest account. And so you're going to have your money earn money for you. And so if we're taking a look at this, you can get up to 9.5% APY in crypto, and that's going to be specifically on the stable coins. And we'll talk about the rates specifically to each coin here in a second. But if we take a look at GUSD, you're going to be making a 9% rate on your coin for every coin. So the GUSD should be tagged, it should be tethered to the price of the dollar, the US dollar. And so 1 GUSD should be equal to $1. And so you're going to be making 9% of that. So 9 cents for every dollar. So if we take a look at that, we drop that up to $1,000, you're going to be making approximately $89.90, approximately $90 with $1,000, which is really good. And making 9% on a investment in this case is way better than anything that you can find from a high yield savings account down the road. And so with GUSD, I think that is something, if you're looking to an alternative to an high yield interest account, that you're not really looking to move your money, you're just really wanted to take it and put it somewhere in something that can be relatively stable. Crypto is not completely stable. It's supposed to be, these stable coins are, but just keeping in mind that it can change at any time. It's a way, an alternative to these high interest accounts. And so that's definitely an option. But if you're taking a look at Bitcoin, if you want to take just one Bitcoin, so this is one Bitcoin right there, for how much a Bitcoin is right now, you're going to be earning 0.01% of a Bitcoin. And that will actually change depending on how much Bitcoin you have. But that would give you about $319 per year based off of having one Bitcoin, which is pretty nice. And you can kind of calculate all the way down through all these different coins and stable coins to determine how much you would make and if this would work out for you. And so definitely an option for you to go ahead and figure out what you're going to do. So again, I just want to remind you to hit that subscribe button. It makes a big difference to us. We'll put up more videos just like this. All right, let's talk about the crypto interest rates. And so this is the big thing. This is what people came to, the initial big surge of what BlockFi was. It's this crypto interest account. And so the biggest thing that you need to notice is that there are going to be these tiered systems right here. tiers 1, 2, and 3. And it's going to go down through all of them just like that. And it's going to be based on how much you have in each account. And so for Bitcoin specifically, and this is something that I actually use and I am utilizing for Bitcoin, from 0 to 0.1 Bitcoin, you're going to get 4.5%. It actually recently just dropped, probably because it's hard to keep up with those times of having such high APYs because they wanted to get more customers in. But 4.5% is still way better than any other high interest account out there that you can find. And so I utilize this one, right? So I'm in this tier 1 right here where I'm getting that 4.5% back on my Bitcoin. Now, everything over that 0.1 Bitcoin to 0.35 Bitcoin, it then drops to 1%, which still beats a lot of the high interest accounts out there. And so that being said, going up to 0.35 Bitcoin is still going to be better if you're just going to be holding on your Bitcoin for a long period of time and not doing anything with it. When it starts dropping down to tier 3, it drops down quite a bit to 0.1%, which is better than nothing, but as taking into consideration the risk associated with it and everything like that, it not being FDI insured, it's something to keep in mind. Ethereum is another one that I'm utilizing in this tier 1 category. I have maxed this one out to 1.5 Ethereum, and I'm getting that 5% crypto back for my for me putting it into their account and letting them use it for other crypto loans. And so this is something that I'm currently using, the Bitcoin tier 1 and then the Ethereum tier 1 as well, to get these very high APYs moving forward. But I have decided that it was not worth it for me to put the additional Ethereum, the additional Bitcoin into these additional tier levels, because that payback right there, the APYs were not good enough for me. Now, keep in mind, there are some really high payouts right here. So specifically talking the USDC, that gives you that 9%. And so everything between 0 and 40,000 USDC, which is equivalent to about $40,000, right? You're going to be making 9%. And so if you have that, that high yield account where you're just holding that lump sum of money, that rainy day fund, that emergency fund that's holding all that, and you want to take some of that and move it over here, I would never recommend taking all that, move over here, just because it is cryptocurrency and you never know. But if you want to take some of that money and you wanted to put it over, that would give you a 9% yield. And it does the same thing for GUSD. We see a good 9% with PAX, USDT, and multiple other ones. And so it gives you an option to use those with. And so it's an option for a somewhat stable way of getting that high yield that we used to get in a new crypto fashion. And so I really like that. And so these crypto interests are interesting, and they are ever fluctuating, but for right now, they're still very good, and it's still something I would recommend at this point. Moving forward, we're going to take a look at the trading ability for BlockFi. It's not the best trading platform that I would want to use. I don't even use BlockFi for trading, right? But it is an option if you want to use. If you have your money on BlockFi, you can seamlessly do it. You can just put how much money you want to trade. You can go through Bitcoin, Litecoin, Uniswap, all these big name ones that are out there. You can click on it and confirm it, and then all you have to do is add your bank account, and then you click through it and it's done. There's no fees associated with it, which is pretty nice compared to the other trading platforms like Binance and Kraken and Coinbase. There are fees associated with it, but at the same time, on BlockFi, you do not actually get to pick your exact dollar amount that you are trading, right? And so if Bitcoin is fluctuating quite a bit, and at one second it drops, you might catch that drop and you can't actually set a limit order, whereas on Binance.us and Coinbase and Kraken, all those you can set limit orders. And so that is something that I really would make a big difference to me right now, because if you are wanting to catch at a certain time, or if you're doing a little bit more active trading than just buying and holding for long periods of time, then that would make a big difference and could substantially make a difference. Even though you're paying fees associated with that, you could end up actually losing money, because it's not specific to when you want to buy it and sell it. So as far as for trading, I personally use Binance.us. The fees are better. I know it's a little bit less decentralized, but it's best for me right now.
Introducing the world's
and then
first
last thing is going
Bitcoin
to be
rewards
the
credit
crypto
card. No fees for using the card.
This is pretty great because there are no fees, no annual fees, no foreign transaction fees, and if you look at right here, 1.5% Bitcoin on every purchase. And so this is basically the equivalent to one of those cashback cards that are giving 1.5 cash back, except you're getting 1.5 cash back of Bitcoin. And I think this is actually better than those 1.5 cashbacks because I do believe that Bitcoin is going to continue to go up. And if you do too, then this 1.5% is worth way more than just 1.5%. Some people believe that Bitcoin is going to be making up to 200,000, right? And so with it being around the 40 to 50,000 right now, this 1.5% can be, quadrupled. And so that would make it worth it way more than those 1.5 cashback cards. Me personally, I was really interested in this card. I ended up not going forward with it just because I have a 2.5% cashback card on everything, and it allows me to not have to worry about anything, not have to think about it. And I usually use that on a regular basis. Now I do have a 5% cashback card on gas that I use, but on other things, I'm mostly using my 2.5% cashback unless I'm using the Amex Plat for certain things or the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which I would be using for dining. So there'll be more videos on that up above right there. If you're interested in some other best credit cards out there, I'll put a link up above me right now. So that's the options right there. But the other nice things that are associated with it, you do get 2% on everything over 50,000 of annual spending. There aren't many people that will be using that, but if you are, that gives you that extra little bump. And then the intro bonus of 3.5% on all purchases in the first 3 months. And so it ends after that first 90 days, but that 3.5% is a lot, especially speaking if you're going to be holding that Bitcoin for a long period of time, it could be worth way more. And so this card is pretty good. It's not the best, but if you're very interested in Bitcoin and you're focused on that and you believe it's going to continue to go up, then it could be really worth it. All right, and the last thing is going to be, kind of the drawbacks associated with BlockFi. How do we know we can trust them? If it's not FDIC insured, then what can we do? Well, there's a lot of big names that have associated and backed them. SoFi is one of the biggest ones that I want to talk about. Coinbase is also on there, and so they have the Winklevoss Capital, right? So these are all the biggest places that have backed them and are associating their names with them. And so it's been around for a while. What I would recommend, again, I am not a financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only, for fun. Make your own decisions, do your own research. But I take a small portion of my portfolio and I do put it in there, right? Because I'm not planning on selling this. I'm planning on holding on to it for a long period of time. And so I'm having a little bit in there, putting a little bit of risk in there, and it's okay because it's not my full portfolio. And so that's what I recommend doing, is getting a little bit, putting it in there, getting some interest, because I'm not going to be selling it, hold on for a long period of time, and then moving forward. Another big drawback is going to be, there's going to be fees associated with transferring it. And so nice thing is that for the first withdrawal for the month, the calendar for crypto, as well as for a stable coin, you get one free withdrawal, which is awesome. For any of the other trading platforms and the wallets, you're gonna if you send it, there's gonna be gas fees associated with it. And so having a free transfer per month is awesome. After that, 100 Bitcoin per 7-period day will give you 0.00075 Bitcoin. And so overall, what I would say for BlockFi is going to be that I really do recommend it. It has some great options for crypto savings when compared to some of the other high yield interest accounts out there. It's better than a lot of those. Now, there are other options besides BlockFi, and we'll go over those in another video. But overall, I do like to use it for a small period of a proportion of my portfolio to use for that Bitcoin and Ethereum, that first tier, so I can get a little bit more interest on it instead of just having it sit there. If you want to learn a little bit more about BlockFi and a couple credit card videos that we have, I have a link right here. You can go ahead and click on this video, and then if you also are looking to have more videos like this, go and hit that subscribe button right here, and that'll make a big difference to us, and it'll also let you know when we put out new videos. And as always, I want to remind you to pinch a little bit.